it does resonate with me. I do think that it is extremely important that people have decent work where they feel like when they wake up in the morning and they are getting ready for work, they feel happy. They feel like they're getting everything they need from the job. They feel like, they're secure. Yeah, they feel like they're secure because there's a lot of job insecurity in Nigeria. There's a lot of youth unemployment, and even the jobs that are available, they're not people are not able to save. People are not able to put their money into different things. It's just very shaky at the moment.
Personally, I feel a decent work, as it resonates with me, is when no one or the organization you work with, the image is not being tarnished or it's being marred by negatively, and then there's this secure. You feel secured and safe with whatever you're doing. At least being creative, and then it increases productivity.
A decent work is having a symbiotic relationship between me and my employer, being able to I need to be confident that if I give my best in terms of performance, in terms of commitment and my time and all, the organization on its own part takes into cognizance of the effort I have put in to sustain that business, and as well reciprocates by providing me the things that are due to my benefits to my efforts that I have put in. I want it to be like a win-win situation.
To me, I feel a decent job as a job that's just like the video said earlier, you have one voice as a colleague with your other colleagues in the organization. A job that has the security of you and your family, which some in this country don't have. Then at least a job that can also help you to grow, not just the daily activity, but already to make you go far, more in your academics and more in experience.
Decent job for me is where this organization respects my physical and emotional integrity. For us here in Nigeria, we don't see many employers um, respecting this aspect of our lives. They just want you to work and work and work. And when you are tired, when the body is tired, it shows. But they'll be like, you are being paid for your job, so you have to do that. So for me, in as much as it goes with good remuneration, conducive working environment, I think my mental health, my physical health should also be considered.
We look at a decent job that does not just only have job security, but can also pay basic bills. So a job that doesn't also infringe on your personal time, a job that allows you to be able to engage in other activities.
The male and more than the female. And you ask why, they tell you that the male does more of the work. This gender disparity. But luckily for some of us who are in the gender space and have been advocating for this equality and equity in gender roles and responsibilities, it's still a problem for us in Nigeria. Because one, our culture, some cultures see the women as less, of the man. And some not even allow their girl child to go to school. And when we grew up with all these ideologies and mentality and go to a workplace, you see this playing out. So we will try as much as possible to fight that a man and a woman should be paid the same thing, in as much as they are doing the same job role.
Like, obviously, decent jobs, you have to be safe. Safety in your job as a woman is very hard to find because you can be harassed, you can be, exploited anyway. And then you also find that there are lots of women in the informal sector as well. A lot of women are in the informal sector. And if preference, or if preference and a decent job isn't trying to be established in the informal sector, then you can see that women are just, they're just suffering, honestly. And even if a woman wants to spend the money from her salary on her hair and her makeup and her, wardrobe or whatever, she has every right to do so. If that's what she wants, she deserves to be paid for what she worked for. She deserves to be given what she put into the job.
Yes, actually, decent jobs is different from both men and women here in Nigeria. Basically, for marketing, they use more of women. And just like Eno mentioned, with the face harassment and sexual abuse in that process. Now, to get a decent job for both the men and women, it has to do with connection. Rub, scratch your back, I scratch my back. That's what some people do. We can agree to that. Though it might not be happening only in Nigeria, maybe it might be happening in other countries, but mostly for you to see some ladies that's well-to-do, if not, some organizations, they try to use women more than men, or they like where I worked before, not even considering the time I was closing, they expect me to close that late. And it's not as if, will I say, they have any staff boss or anything, putting my life at risk at a 10 p.m. closing.
I'll be speaking from the north side where we have the Ariwa. In terms of decent job, is decent job different for men and for women? When it comes to equal pay, the north here where we believe that majority of the females are from the Muslim background, and they need to cover their hair at all time. And one of the challenges they face here is, if you are a female and you want to get a job in the north side, you must also work in line with their tradition, whereby a woman is not supposed to be exposing her body. They believe that that job you are doing is not decent, and creating more awareness about much privilege to work for herself, you understand? So here in the north, they give the men the upper hand to do majority of the job, and they believe that the girl child is not meant to work. There's much inequality when it comes to that aspect, because the female child is not given she's not being given that equal right, just as the way the man has that right to also engage in his or her own organization.
So while COVID-19 has affected decent jobs in Nigeria, I think it has also created an opportunity for young people if they are well informed and sensitive enough to tap into it.
So COVID has helped a lot of people balance the time they spend on the job and the time they spend at home. Because for people that work from home, personally, my organization have been working from home. And I can say for a fact that my colleagues in Lagos, I'm in Abuja, my colleague in Lagos, they are very excited about working from home because of the traffic. And though working from home has its own downside, but I would say it has also made us be more productive when you count the number of hours you spend going to work and coming from work. Secondly, working from home, COVID has also helped businesses thrive. For a startup that does not have money to rent a space, internet and technology has made your business grow. You can be in the comfort of your room and you are doing your business. For people that are into clothes, that are into shoes, that are into services, that are into all kinds of products, the internet is the market to go to. You can get a plug for anything you want via internet. So people that say, I don't have money to rent a shop, I have this challenge to start a business, this opportunity has made a lot of people discover entrepreneurial innovations and ideas that has been working for them.
Look at it from the positive side, like how Rose said. We see that people have now become creative, especially specific types of businesses. For example, I'm a fashion designer. I couldn't sew clothes during COVID because that was not what people really needed. People needed to be safe. So instead of sewing clothes, I ended up sewing nose masks.
Well, I strongly believe that policies can work because we operate a system in Nigeria where uh, policies are made, nobody's enforcing it. You get different organizations. Bank A is paying 30,000, Bank B is paying 20,000, Bank C is paying 50,000. There's this disparity in the pay for staff, and then the working condition too is also a challenge. So I solely believe that government can do a whole lot when it comes to policy formulation, monitoring, evaluation, and all that. So if we have all this in play, everybody is being monitored, both private and government. You act accordance to the rules of labor. I think we'll make a headway.
I guess everybody has a role to play. That every single person, from the employee to the employer to the government. I guess I did say in the comment section that decent jobs can only be provided by decent employers. So you have to want what's good for your employees, essentially. And also what Joseph said about, what Joseph said about the government policies being in place to make sure that people are provided with decent jobs. So if the government essentially says that there's a standard, because I do agree that yes, decent jobs are what you make of them, I guess, but then there also has to be a standard.